What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Littleroot Laddering. So, today I am playing one of the teams that we had on the podcast this past week. This is Krebs' Rain team. We have Politoed, Ludi, Colo here. Of course, your typical Rain duo. Interestingly, no fake out on your Ludi Colo. Just going to be pretty offensive with Life Orb. I actually think if we are Life Orb, we don't want access to fake out. I just don't like having the extra recoil from Life Orb for a fake out. And we are modest. I know this is something that when Carl and I were talking about the Kabutops team that we had on the podcast as well, most Ludis are modest just so they have extra damage output. So interested to see if this actually comes up to be where we want to be jolly or timid instead. But as of now, we're going to play it as is. We're of course pairing this with Wakanberry Politoed. Not something you see a ton of, but honestly it makes a ton of sense in this format where you have Raikou running around. It's one of the more popular Pokemon. You have things like Raichu as well that really can threaten Politoed. So having Wakanberry so you can guaranteed live a hit and get off like a Parasong or a Haze or whatever you need to, I'm actually pretty on board with. I'm interested to see how well this works out for us. Naturally, this is a pretty standard Rain team in all actuality. Obviously, we have Ditto down here, which is very unique and something that even in this format you don't see a ton of, so I'm interested to see how well Ditto actually plays. But the rest of this is a fairly standard Rain team. We have Choice Specs Raikou, so we can deal out an extra ton of amount of damage, something I'm pretty on board with. Most of the time you see like support Raikou, and being this like fully offensive version with Choice Specs, I'm pretty excited about. So interested to see how well this works out. And then to round the team out, we have our Intimidator of choice, which is Hitmontop here. Personally, my favorite Intimidator. Just pretty standard Hitmontop set here as well. And then Rain staple, format staple, Iron Plate Scizor here, X-Scissor Bullet Punch, pretty standard stuff. So let's get paired up here for game number one, see what we can do. Naturally, first game of the day, we get paired into Licky, which has Cloud9. Not sure if that's exactly what they're going to be doing, but it is interesting that first match of the day we run into potentially a Cloud9 abuser. That being said, I kind of still want to do Rain things, but I think I need Hitmontop to be able to potentially deal with this Licky. I also think having Intimidate for Garchomp is very important. Question is, what do I want in my last slot? I'm kind of thinking, I don't hate Scizor here. Lines up well against their Togekiss, which granted we have like Ice Beam and just like Scald and Parasong here, but I don't hate that. I also don't hate Ditto just having like a potential second Intimidator in the form of their Hitmontop. I'm kind of on board with. Definitely gonna do Rain things up front. Definitely we want Hitmontop. Oops. Really glad I caught that. And I'm gonna bring Scizor. I think Scizor is just fine. They are in fact Cloud9 Licky. Not really surprised by anything going on there. I think the play I want to make is I kind of want to just double Scald this Licky. I could also swap out Politoed and go for the Scald here anyway. This will let us potentially deal with this Licky next turn. It's going to be a Thunderbolt into my Hitmontop, which does do just casually like 70%. Be Body Slam. Dang. I could Helping Hand and take this out. Helping Hand boost is going to put us to about 60. Yeah, that should be enough. Let's do it. Don't Thunderbolt my Politoed. Alright, cool. Oh no! Dang. That's really unfortunate. I'm pretty sure we lost now. This could also be Specs Raikou on their end here. Yeah, I don't see how we're beating a Garchomp here. I'm gonna go for a Sword Stance. We're gonna get greedy. I think that's the way we win this. Is they're gonna go into Hitmontop. That's still pretty bad for us. Yep, because we don't live another one. Burn. Lucky. We can protect. We can X-Scissor this slot. Okay, they do go for the fake out into Scizor. That's fine though. I mean, unfortunately, I am gonna lose my Politoed here, but we can. Yep. Now, regardless of what happens, they get a. Yeah, we're not winning that one, unfortunately. It just so happens to be that the first game we play, we run into Cloud9. But that's fine. So they have Pelipper. Hydration Lapras is interesting. Not something I've actually seen in play. Another Raikou, of course, to pair with it. Hitmontop. I don't think they're going to bring Pelipper. And I don't think they're going to bring Nidoking. I think the other four are pretty much a guaranteed bring. So I think the play I like here, I don't think I want to lead my Rain Duo. I'm thinking like what if we do Scizor plus Hitmontop with the Rain Duo in the back? I don't think Hitmontop actually does anything for me. I think I want Ditto. I think I want the Rain Duo. Because if they do lead like Pelipper, I can get my own Rain Dance off. I could potentially copy like their Lapras. Copying their Raikou and potentially setting screens is pretty okay. Just a bunch of different things that could work out here for us. I think this is actually a pretty interesting match for Ditto. This, like, potentially, I kind of like the idea of having Choice Scarf on it here. Just because then we could... Ooh, it's a pretty good turn. So, what do we have on this? We have Helping Hand, Bullet Punch, Close Combat, Fake It. I could go... I think I want to go into Ludi here. And... interestingly, my Ditto did not get intimidated. Or did it and I'm at -1, it just doesn't show. It doesn't show that I got intimidated for some reason. I think I just want to close combat their Lapras. Okay, they're gonna swap for Nidoking. Yeah, Ludi looks pretty great here. They're gonna go into Raikou as well. Yeah, that's really great for us, actually. Because now I can Scald the Raikou and swap to Politoed. I could see them either protecting Nidoking or swapping there into Lapras. And this will give me the speed advantage against their Raikou and be able to pick up the KO potentially on it. Unless they are like Scarf or something. And this also lets me preserve my Hitmontop or my my Ditto for like their Lapras in the back. And then I just have like Hydration Lapras against this team as well. I think dealing with Raikou sets us up for a end game where we can have Lapras and not be threatened by what they have going on. There's like, obviously Hitmontop is something that we need to worry about from their end. We do pick up the Raikou. They don't protect Nidoking. They're just gonna Earth Power into my Politoed. Yeah, pretty good turn for us. The question is what do they bring in here? If it's Hitmontop, we protect Ludicolo and we can Scald Nidoking with Politoed. Because I have a feeling they're going to go for the fake out into Ludi more than they're worried about my Politoed here. They're gonna outspeed me with Nidoking actually, so I think the correct play is just double protect. And then I can go for Scald into the Nidoking I doubt they're water absorb. If they are, I think the play to play around it is to go for Energy Ball next turn. Okay, they do go for Fake Out into Ludi, and they have Thunder on Nidoking. That is absolutely terrifying. I think they're going to stay in now. I'm going to Scald the Nidoking, and I am going to... I could swap to Ditto, which would then let me copy their Nidoking. And then they're just going to swap to Lapras. All right, good play, good play. Are you water absorb? You are not. You are, in fact, hydration. I get the burn, but I'm Sash. So even after your crit, it doesn't quite matter. Oh, I was thinking hydration was... hydration was instead Rain Dish. Hydration is actually really interesting on stuff like Dugong because you can like rest spam in the rain, which they very well could do here as well. Yeah. So what is my Ditto speed? I don't actually know. I mean, I'm gonna go for a rest. Okay, they have Bullet Punch. I knew they had Bullet Punch. I pick up their Lapras. Sick. So now I can bring out my... I wonder if they have Flamethrower on Nidoking. Obviously, it doesn't really matter because I still have Ludi out, and I can just like potentially pick up their Nidoking this turn. I could see them protecting this turn to try to stall out my last turn of rain, so I'm gonna go for a Scald into Hitmontop and go for a Swords Dance here. Could be a Helping Hand. There's a couple different things that they could do with Nidoking this turn. I think sacking Lapras his last turn was probably bad. Honestly, I don't think it really mattered. I knew they had Bullet Punch on Hitmontop, and I just completely forgot about it because like I had seen all of their attacks when I copied it with Ditto, and I just did not even think about it. So they don't have Protect on their Lapras, so I think the correct play was to just swap to either probably Scizor, because then we have like a really good resist on the switch in. They're not threatening to KO us. Yeah, they go for a Thunder into my Ludi, but we actually hold on. So now I think I just want to stay in and Scald anyway, and we can go for a Bullet Punch. I'm a +2 Scizor, holding a Steel Plate, or Iron Plate. This is going to do a ton of damage, even if it is a resist. Let's see. What do you got, opponent? Because I feel like I have you pretty much locked out. I feel like this game is pretty much over. Really interesting team from our opponent. Holy cow, Scizor. Holy cow. Really interesting team here from our opponent. Like, having this rain duo of Pelipper plus Lapras is really interesting. It's not something you see a ton of. Having access to Thunder Nidoking on rain is also interesting. The problem is like, there's a lot of like versatile water types in this format, and having access to Nidoking on rain isn't that great. It does actually help on this rain team because like it gives you a electric immunity, having this in like the back that you can switch into. So I like the idea. I'm really curious about this Drapion set. It's probably just like Sniper plus Razor Claw. Really cool team from our opponent. Liked it quite a bit. All right, so they have T-Tar to counter my rain, which obviously I don't like. They also have Azu and Togekiss, which I also don't like, but both of those get beat up pretty hard by Raikou, so I think Raikou's pretty much a lead. I like Hitmontop quite a bit as well. To round it out, I think I want Ditto on the off chance that they do get the belly drum up. I can just switch in and copy it. And then I like Politoed quite a bit, just like solo Politoed. Get in there, dude. Take over the rain, like take over the weather, deal a ton of damage to T-Tar and Heatran, set up a Parasong to win against Crest in the end game. And they're gonna lead Crest plus Hitmontop. Pretty okay with this. I can Shadow Ball the Crest and go for. They could Protect. I don't think Protect is actually all that common on Crest. I'm just gonna go for a Helping Hand here. Okay, they go for Quick Guard, but it's not gonna do a ton here. Get the special defense drop. They do set up Trick Room, but I'm not really all that worried about that because now I can go for a close combat into their Hitmontop. Try to pick up a KO on it, and with the special defense drop, another Shadow Ball should pick up the KO. Barring that I don't get like close combat plus Psychic into my Raikou. Okay, they go for Psychic into. Oh, we got him! Good job, Hitmontop. Coming in clutch there. Living bunch of hits. I like it. So we can Shadow Ball and we can I think I just want to click Helping Hand. I think I'm fine letting my Hitmontop go down here. Okay, they Quick Guard. Heat Wave misses. Okay. And Togekiss is their last. I really want to preserve this. I think I'm going to go to Politoed and click Feint into Togekiss. Just try to do a little bit of damage here. Please KO. Please kill me. Thank you. Air Slash my Toad. That's fine. So now I can go into Raikou. I can Parasong and Thunderbolt the Togekiss. I could lock into Scald. I think locking into Scald is fine here. Yeah, they click Follow Me, that's fine. This game is over. I can now Scald your Heatran and Protect. They know literally everything on my Ditto. And dealing with their Heatran is my biggest threat at this point. Burn, never lucky. I can now Protect. And Earth Power. Nope, I don't want Earth Power. I can Flash Cannon the Togekiss, but this game's over. This game is over. I'm Sash. And they can't take out both my mons this turn. I can Scald and I can Protect, and that'll be GG. Protect. Good game, opponent. Good game. Politoed coming in clutch once again. Interestingly, like obviously we knew my Politoed was the slowest thing on the field. We moved last this turn, so like we knew we were the slowest thing on the field. So even if they did deal with my Heatran, I would have fainted last and been able to win that game. Sick. Let's get another game in. Okay, so they have Azu, they have Smeargle to pair with it, Disquake things between Rotom and Garchomp. They have their Arcanine and a Togekiss here. So, what do we like? What do I want to do? I think I want to do Hitmontop plus Raikou up front. I want Ditto in the back, and I want probably just Ludi. Ludi's pretty bad by itself. If I bring Scizor, I'm pretty weak to their Arcanine, I think. I think I want Toad. Give me the Toad. It's always the right pick. Alright, there's Smeargle plus Chomp. Okay. And get that Intimidate off on Chomp is pretty good. I am going to swap to Politoed and Volt Switch off of Smeargle. Yeah, Spiky Shield. No, they go for Fake Out though. That's fine. Because now I can go into my Hitmontop again, get another Intimidate off on this Garchomp. These Sword Stance. That's fine. I can now Scald the Garchomp, go for a Feint into Smeargle, pick up the KO there. So even if they do have Spiky Shield, I break it. Goodbye. Earthquake's gonna do a chunk. No Life Orb. Okay. Get the burn. Never lucky. And at this point, I think I want to preserve Hitmontop, so I'm going to swap into potentially Ditto. They're going to show me Rotom. Yeah, I'm going to go into Ditto then. We'll go for this Scald into Chomp, and we will swap to Ditto. This gives me a Levitate user that's also resistant to Disquake. That is resistant to Discharge. Yeah, they pick me up, but that's fine. I can now go into Hitmontop, get an Intimidate off on this Garchomp. I can Helping Hand plus go for a Leaf Storm into their Garchomp to try to pick up the KO on it. I think that's pretty okay. There's Scarf, which is really interesting. I could trick my Focus Sash onto them so I have Scarf. Is that something I'm interested in? I don't think so. Does having this information of them being Scarf change my play? I could go for a Fake Out here. I think I want to pick up the Chomp. Okay, they're going to go into Arcanine. That's actually pretty okay for me as well. Okay, they Thunderbolt. That's not enough, though. It's really good damage. So now I can swap to here, and I can Volt Switch off of the Arcanine. No, I don't want to do that. I want to swap, and I want to Volt Switch off the Rotom because I think they're more likely to swap Arcanine out than they are Rotom. Naturally, they get the burn. Go here, get this Intimidate off. Rain is now over, but I think that's fine because I'm safe to Scald this slot and Fake Out the Rotom this turn. Or I could copy their Arcanine. I could Volt Switch off of Arcanine. Man, if that picks up the KO, though, I'm in a really bad position. I actually think this is good. They don't protect. I get the Volt Switch off. I don't pick up the KO. That's really good because now I can copy Arcanine. They're going to Flamethrower there. That's completely fine. Because now I can Flamethrower their Rotom and lock into Scald. They are Scarf, so they're going to be able to T-Bolt me. I could protect this turn. Could protect and then pick up the Arcanine. I think that's actually the correct play. Okay, they protect. That's also fine. They T-Bolt my Raikou. Okay. It's really weird seeing a burnt Arcanine. It's really weird seeing burnt Arcanine. Which is, I guess that's possible with, yeah, that's not going to do a ton. We pick up the Arcanine. We should pick up the Rotom as well. So now it's a 2v1 where I can... I'm faster than Garchomp. I'm at least faster with... I'm definitely faster with Raikou. I think Helping Hand plus Scald is enough. Please be enough. Got there. Alright, sick. That was a really, really interesting Ditto game. Like, Ditto did a ton of work that game. Ton of work. This seems cool. I am on board so far. Alright, same opponent as earlier. Let's see, they brought top... This is the one we set up a Parastrap against, I believe. Or Parasong against. I don't think they bring Azu. I think the way we played this was pretty okay. I don't like Scizor here. I don't think Ludi really does all that much for us. I think Hitmontop. I could do Scizor plus... What does Scizor up front do for me? Nothing? I think Raikou Hitmontop is still correct. And I think I want Politoed and... I brought Ditto last time. Do I want to bring Ditto again? I could bring Ludi this time. I like that. Let's do Ludi things. Okay, same lead as last time. Do I want to make the same lead? I could Volt Switch off of the Crest and go for a Helping Hand. That's not going to KO. But then I get to bring in Toad, who's going to be probably slower than both of their Mons. At least Speed Tied with Crest. I think Volt Switch is pretty okay here. I could Fake Out and try to win a Speed Tie. I don't remember whose Hitmontop was faster. I'm gonna go Fake Out for the Crest. Sick. Oh yeah, they went for Quick Guard last game. And we get the Special Defense drop again. Shadow Ball will pick up the Crest. They're most likely to swap out this turn. And I can go for helping a Close Combat into their Hitmontop. The fact that Quick Guard, like... The fact that Quick Guard is the same priority as Fake Out is really weird. Because it doesn't always stop Fake Out. Right? It is +3. That's not going to tell me. That's unfortunate. Alright, they go into Heatran. Shadow Ball's going to do decent damage there. We get another Special Defense drop. Decent damage to their Hitmontop. And they do alright damage here. So, I can Shadow Ball into their top, and I can Close Combat their Heatran this turn. For an intimidated Close Combat, that still did pretty decent damage on both ends. Like, we both did really decent damage. Okay, they're gonna go into Azu. I pick up a Hitmontop, that's good. Close Combat's not gonna do a ton, that's fine. Really interesting that they brought Azu when I feel like I pretty heavily relied on Raikou last game. So let's see. I'm going to try to KO Crest. No, I'm not. I'm going to Shadow Ball and Helping Hand this turn. If they set up Trick Room, I literally do not care. Okay. Azu, I think, is way more threatening than anything else they have going on. I'm going to Shadow Ball Crest. I'm going to swap into Politoed now. This is going to reduce their damage from, like, Heat Wave if that's what they go for. They're just going to Earth Power Raikou. That's fine, because now I get to bring back in Hitmontop. I can go for a Fake Out into Crest and Scald it. They're going to protect Heatran this turn. Yep, there's the Protect. And does this KO? It does not, but Politoed is slower. That's good to note. I can now close combat into Heatran, Scald here. I should have just gone for Parasong. Parasong just wins me the game because I have 3 Mons. Yeah, opponent concurs that this game's over. I should have just gone for Parasong this last turn and just locked it up that way. But they don't have a way of threatening my Politoed to get KO'd. So even if they do knock out my Hitmontop, I bring in Ludi, I double protect, I attack with both, and then I double protect again and I win. So that game was locked up had I just clicked Parasong. How long have we been going? A little over half an hour. So this will probably be the last one of the day. What do we like here? Zapdos, Chomp, Mamo, Crest, Infernape, and Rotom Wash. Man, I really, really kind of want to copy their Mamo. The question is how do I do so? I like Hitmontop quite a bit. Getting an Intimidate off into their Garchomp or their Infernape is pretty good. And like going for a Fake Out into anything else is also just fine. I don't love the Rain Duo here just because they do have this Zapdos and this Rotom to threaten both of them. Obviously Politoed, obviously like Ludi deals with Rotom efficiently, but if they're Scarf, then they can outspeed me and I don't feel comfortable trying to play that game. I really like Hitmontop here. I think I like Scizor quite a bit up front as well. And then I want Ditto and Raikou in the back just to try to clean this game up. They're going to lead Chomp plus Dose. I like Fake Out into Chomp and Swords Dance here. I don't believe... Okay, they're going to give me their Mamo. Just give it to me. Alright, I can Helping Hand Bullet Punch their Zapdos. Is that something I'm considering? That's something I think will do okay. I can also lose my Hitmontop to Ice Shard plus Discharge. I like Helping Hand plus Bullet Punch. This is going to do a ton. Holy cow. Naturally, they get the Static and are going to KO my Hitmontop. Yep. Okay. This is fine because now I can Ice Shard their Zapdos. And I can Scald their Mamo. And like copying their Mamo is actually exactly what I want. So double KO. Obviously very good for us. We know they have Chomp in the back. Probably had to protect it this turn. I think Icicle Crash plus Scald the Crest this turn. They just attack. That seems very bizarre. Okay, we get the burn on the Crest. And just Calm Mind. Okay. Well, now I can Ice Shard their Chomp. This tells me they're probably Yachi Berry, actually. Nope, I just don't KO. Okay. Well, Disquake things did Disquake things. That's really what this came down to. Man, Bullet Punch did a ton to Zapdos. Granted, there was Helping Hand plus. So I think the correct play was we punched the Mamo there. Did Mamo ever get an attack off? They used Earthquake, and they weren't Life Orb, which tells me they were most likely Sash on their Mamo. So punching their Mamo doesn't do anything for us. They literally brought 2 ground types, and 2 things that fly and or levitate. Like, they were literally doing Disquake things this game, and like Rain would have been good here. They didn't bring, like, they brought Zapdos, but Zapdos gets beat up by Ludi's Ice Beam, and I outspeed it unless they're Scarf, which we honestly don't know because all they ever did was click Discharge. So, things we learned from this team. Rain's really fun. Rain's really good. Hitmontop continues to impress me every time we play it. Specs Raikou was really good. just the amount of damage output that this thing was able to do was insane. Shadow Ball like single-handedly dealt with Cresselia on a couple different instances. Scissor's still good. Like the format has shifted in a way where it is able to deal with Scizor in an appropriate manner. So like we didn't get to do a ton with it, but what we did was really good. And honestly, Ditto was pretty exceptional. Every time we brought Ditto, I feel like it did something very, very good for us. The game where we got to copy Arcanine, just like I think sold me on what Ditto is doing on this team. So overall, pretty satisfied with this, and would recommend this for anyone who's looking for a fun team to play. So that is going to be it for me today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later this week with some more laddering. Have a good one, everyone. Peace.